If you've ever felt love for animals, if their pine touches your heart, then please, don't skip a second of this story. What you're about to witness is not just a fight for survival. It's a heart-wrenching journey of a majestic white bear trapped in a living nightmare. In the heart of the African jungle, surrounded by towering trees and the sound of life. One gentle giant is crying for help, but no one is near. His once pristine white fur is now a writhing mass of black and gold. Millions of bees have turned him into their unwilling host. How did this happen? Can he survive the unbearable agony? It started with a strange sight. Birds avoiding an area of the jungle where life usually thrived. A drone survey by a wildlife team captured something unbelievable. A giant white bear, an animal never meant for this jungle, was lying motionless under the dense canopy. But something was terribly wrong. His body was moving, not from breathing, but from millions of tiny insects crawling all over him. At first glance, it seemed like a scene from a nightmare. His fur was alive, buzzing and shifting. These were African jungle bees known for their aggression. But why had they chosen him? And how could a bear end up here in Africa, so far from his icy home? The white bear, possibly escaped from a private collection or displaced by climate disasters, had wandered deep into the jungle. Hungry and dehydrated, he found himself too close to a giant hive, hidden in a hollow tree. The bees felt threatened, and when African bees attack, they do so with unrelenting fury. Thousands, then tens of thousands swarmed him, stinging mercilessly. In minutes, his soft fur became a prison of pain. The bear rolled, thrashed, and roared in agony, but the jungle offered no escape. His roars echoed through the trees, but no help came. His eyes, once bright, now dull with exhaustion, pleaded silently. Hours passed. The bear's thick skin protected him from some stings, but his nose, eyes, and ears were raw and swollen. Each breath was a struggle as venom coursed through his body. Nearby, a wildlife rescue team picked up his distress calls via hidden microphones installed for elephant tracking. Realizing the danger, they sprang into action. Reaching the bear wasn't easy. The jungle terrain was treacherous and the swarm aggressive. Rescue workers in full protective suits approached carefully. Every second mattered. The bear's life was hanging by a thread. With precision and care, the team used smoke to drive the bees back. The air thickened as they worked tirelessly to clear the swarm. The bear, barely conscious, could only groan softly. Sedatives were administered to calm his pain. One rescuer whispered, "Stay with us, big guy. You're not alone anymore." After hours of effort, the bear was finally airlifted to a wildlife sanctuary. Vets worked around the clock to treat his wounds. Days later, the once helpless giant opened his eyes fully and let out a weak but hopeful growl. He was alive. He had fought the impossible and won. This story is a reminder: wild animals are innocent victims of our changing world. They deserve our compassion, our protection, and our voice. If this bear's struggle touched your heart, please share his story. Let's make sure no creature ever suffers alone in silence again.